to shatter the sleepwalking. That's the first thing we have to do. In that sense, the Occupy movement is already victorious because it has shattered sleepwalking. Everybody's got to talk about corporate greed. I don't care where you come from. I don't care who you are. You can be right-wing, crypto, right-wing, centrist, neoliberal, or revolutionary. That's a beautiful thing. In America, America is a place that often is afraid of the truth when it comes to allowing suffering to speak. It's true. Look at the U.S. Constitution. No reference to the institution of slavery. 22% of the inhabitants of the 13 colonies. They're very labor producing the wealth, the precondition for American democracy. No reference to that institution. And you end up fighting a civil war over an institution not invoked in your Constitution. That's called chickens coming home to roost. What you saw. But if it wasn't for Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman, William Lloyd Garrison, so many others, they say, you know what? Given all of this rage that's surfacing, just like in the Occupy movement, it's at a fork in the road. You can either go toward anger, revenge, bigotry, or you can go toward love, justice, and equality. That has been the fundamental role of the black prophetic tradition from Frederick Douglass to A. Philip Randolph, to Ida B. Wells Barnett, to Fannie Lou Hamer, to Ella Baker, to Martin Luther King Jr., to Stevie Wonder. I know his music was playing when we came in. How is it that when these black peoples who have been terrorized and traumatized and stigmatized for so long, hated for so long, keep dishing out all of this love? That's a fundamental question. That's what I love about Carl Dix. Y'all might look at him and see just a communist. I look at him and see a black man who loves poor people and working people, and he's working out his alternative vision, and he's been true to it for the last 45 years. And even if I disagree with X and Y, I can keep track of the love. And that's what we need to do to each and every one of us. Because if you have courage, you're going to manifest some of that love tied to justice. Talk about the Middle East the same way.
Yes.
Where's the love? Our Jewish brothers and sisters jumping out of the burning buildings of Europe, landing on the backs of Arab brothers and sisters. How do you talk about a love for our precious Jewish brothers and sisters on the one hand, who've been hated for so long, hungry for security, and at the same time, they know their very prophetic tradition leads them to talk about justice. Yes, justice for precious Palestinian brothers and sisters too. Let's just be honest. Keep both at the same time. You can love both of those folks. Keep track of that love on both sides, but keep at arm's length the lives on both sides. That's what we're talking about. That's what makes this movie so beautiful. And I want to come to a close on this note of hope. Because it's precisely when we lift our voices and engage that we indirectly and directly empower each other. And the empowerment is not a pat on the back. It's an unsettling. It's like that first line, Henry David Thoreau's Walden. What can I do to wake my neighbors from their sleepwalking?
Yeah.
That's what lifting your voice is all about. It's like line 24a in Plato's Apology, where Socrates says, the cause of my unpopularity was my parrhesia, my plain speech, my fearless speech, my unintimidated speech, my frank speech that had to do with that which was calling into question those assumptions and presuppositions that had blinded people for so long, generated deliberate ignorance for so long. But once that suffering began to haunt them, they needed empowerment, and they started looking for folk who've been Socratic and prophetic and tragicomic and blues-like. Thank God for the Occupy movement.